Good morning everyone, Chris Tuck here. So I just wanted to let you know what we're getting up to today. It is the first year anniversary of the independent inquiry into child sexual abuses report. So this means we are holding a little event up at Victoria Embankment, so Charing Cross Station, and just walk down towards Embankment Tube. And there's a little park there on the left-hand side, and that is where the bench is where we launched last year, the legacy benches. So we're meeting there just to bring attention and to drive forwards the conversation and a campaign of action going forwards to the government to remind them why the inquiry took place in the first place, the contents of the report, what that showed. It showed the impact of child sexual abuse and exploitation on individuals that had endured it throughout their childhoods. It could have been a one-off incident, it could have been a multiple of incidences, and it could have been an ongoing, year in, year out cycle of abuse. This abuse took place within institutions. It took place within the family home. It took place in all kinds of settings. It doesn't matter. The fact that the sexual abuse took place in the first place is a crime. It should never have happened, and we need to hold people to account for these acts of crimes and for the impact that those acts of crime have had on the individuals, the children and the young people. Now, for those of you that think, well, it happened all those years ago, you should get on with it, you should forget about it, why are you making such a big deal out of it? You do not understand, full stop, okay? You do not understand. You don't understand the prevalence of child sexual abuse in all its forms. It happens everywhere, and it's only getting worse. It's a pandemic, it's an epidemic, it's endemic within our society. Anyone can be a perpetrator. Anyone can be a victim. The impact on the individual is huge in all areas of their life. The cost to society is astronomical in its prevention and in its after effects as well. The criminal justice system, the health system, the job sector. Every sector is impacted because the individual is impacted in all areas of their lives. They need help, they need support. We need help, we need support. We need society to understand exactly what child sexual abuse and exploitation is, what its impact is, what its cost to society is in terms of pound signs, but also human cost, the impact on mental, emotional and physical health, the impact on the next generation. It's huge. In the report, it tells you all of this. And at the back of the report, the second half of the report, it shares the recommendations that the government should and needs to implement in order to respond to child sexual abuse and exploitation in a different way than it's done to date. Because we all know we have a broken system. It's been broken for many years, and all we've done is try to patch it up. We need an overhaul. We need an overhaul. And, you know, it's 1 year on, and the government, the current government, have done work in the background. They're working on mandatory reporting. They're working on redress. They are working on support services, but nothing has yet tangibly changed or been implemented. But we, the VSCP and others, are saying that we need the Child Protection Authority. We need the Child Minister. This will ensure a cultural change, a leadership driving that cultural change, and then from there we can make sure that someone is held accountable to implement all of those 20 recommendations going forwards. That is what we feel is needed. Now, at the moment, the government have got a cross-party ministerial group that they say is doing the work of the CPA and the Child Minister. The thing is, no one is holding this ministerial group accountable. We can't see what they are doing. We don't know the conversations they're having, and we truly do not understand what the plans are going forwards. With a change of government imminent, potentially, we need to keep the pressure up to make sure that it's a cross-government response to make sure that the recommendations of ICSA are implemented. Because we spent many millions, 168 million, 180 million between those two ballparks. That's a lot of money. Yeah. We produced a report. We heard from over 7,000 victims and survivors. We did investigations into a cross-section of all institutions, and we came back with the same stuff. Where one failed, another one failed in the same manner, in a similar way. Yeah, we know where these institutions have failed. We know what they need to do to change, to better protect children and young people today. We know all of that. We just need to hold whatever government, this current one or the next one, we need to keep the pressure up and hold them accountable for the implementation and the monitoring and the evaluation and any tweaks that are needed. We need to keep up this pressure. So we are meeting today on the 1-year anniversary at Victoria Embankment, at the bench, at 12 o'clock. Now, the weather's not going to be very kind to us today, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we are still going to be there. We have encouraged victims, survivors and supporters to go to their local bench and also take a photo of the bench, of the plaque, of them in the picture or not, and share that on social media with the hashtag #ActOnICSA. I've shared that across all social media platforms, and it's really important that if you feel like I do, that you want to protect children and young people from CSA and CSE, that you either share posts or you come on board and just get involved, however you can. Now, from today, we are going to be having a website, the Survivors Trust website, and on there's going to be tools, letter templates that you can download and send to your MP to be part of this campaign going forwards. There is also going to be a first anniversary event put on by ICSA Changemakers, and that will also be not celebrating the first year anniversary, but marking the first year anniversary, and to just put out there what has actually happened in the last year and what still needs to happen, okay? So that event is coming up soon, and I believe there may be another event happening in the near future. But I'm speaking to so many different groups of people now, survivors and supporters, who want to join the campaign of action to keep up the pressure and to drive this change that we need. It's really, really important, guys. I feel like we're on a pinnacle at the moment, on the edge of real change. So we've had lots of slow change happen today, but we need now to just ramp it up, keep the conversation going, and to really just get behind all the activists, not just me, all of the activists, all of the different campaigns that are happening, and also just to make sure that we hold whatever government gets in next, to hold them to account so that we can make these changes happen. If you don't know anything about ICSA, go to the website, it's all there. If you go to one of the 150 benches nationwide across England and Wales, there is a QR code on the bench. You can just scan that. It will take you straight to the website. Lots of people still think that the bench legacy was the output of the inquiry. That's just not true. It's part of the legacy. It's part of that ongoing conversation. If those benches were not in place, many people would think that the inquiry never happened. We never spent all of that money. We never heard from all of those victims and survivors. We never did all that research. We never held all of those public hearings. We never spent 8 years doing all of that work. You would never know that it actually happened. So it's our duty to make sure that everyone knows about ICSA and its work, because children deserve to be believed, to be listened to be acknowledged, to have help and support after acts of crimes have been perpetrated against them. And you know what? The perpetrators, the sexual offenders, they deserve to be caught, they deserve to be punished, and they deserve to be helped and supported in whatever manner that is. I know that's quite controversial for some people, but if we're going to stop the reoffending or the offending in the first place, unfortunately, we have to look at that area of perpetration and why it happens, and get those people who are perpetrating or not thinking about it. We need to put in place some help and support for them in order to prevent the offending happening in the first place. And as I said, quite controversial. When I used to hear about any kind of help and support for perpetrators, it used to turn my stomach, because I'm like, why would you help them when there's no money to help victims and survivors? Surely victims and survivors need all of the money that they can get to help them recover from what's happened to them. But if we look at the whole cycle of offending, prevention is a key aspect of that narrative, of that cycle, that does need to be addressed. However, I don't like speaking about it or acknowledging it. It is part of it. But from a victim and survivor's perspective, where I stand, I am all for raising awareness, keeping ICSA and its work in the public eye, on the politicians' table, so to speak, and to making sure that we are moving forwards and onwards with this work. Yeah. Yeah, it's so important, guys. So if you can get down to a legacy bench today, or show your support by sharing videos or any of the posts that have happened across social media with the hashtag #ActOnICSA, please do. We would really appreciate your support just by sharing if you can, or if you want to take part going forwards, I will share later the links for you to download the letters, the templates, where you can put your own information on it if you want to, and you can send it to your MP. All right? So love and light to you all. If anything I've said resonates with you, or if you want to add a comment, please do. And I will see you later, because I've now got to go home, walk the dog, get ready, get up to London, and then I will be speaking from there later on. So have a wicked day, everyone. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.